Welcome to the WTIM Morning Show. The stream brought to you by People's Bank and Trust. They put people first, and Landmark and Taylorville, you always do better with Landmark. I'm here in studio with Shelter Insurance Agency owner Harold Phillips. Welcome to the program, Harold.
Thank you. It's great to be here today.
Great to have you along for another action-packed segment of the WTIM Morning Show. Now, you are a insurance agency owner. So what does that job entail? Let's just kind of a brief overview.
Well, I get to help people. A lot of people look at insurance agents as simply salesmen, but for me, I look at it as an opportunity to really reach out to a community and help people with what they have and with what they need. One of the big mottos that I live by in this job, and really the mission statement at my facility, is that we help people who have things, and we insure people who have things, not simply things people have.
So you received a degree from Villanova University in advanced project management. Do I have that right?
Yeah, I actually am certified as a project manager. It's not.
I see. It's a certification from Villanova University. Understood. So, I mean, how did that kind of, do you feel like over time has influenced your decision to become a agency owner?
Well, talking with people is kind of my thing. I love working with people. I love being around people. And in project management, you deal with a lot of different facets in that position. You're usually handling multiple projects and multiple things at once. And a lot of that job aspect carries over in insurance because you're never dealing with just one thing. There's usually multiple things happening at once. You're usually handling multiple situations for a person. You're not just looking at one aspect of their life. You're looking at all aspects of it and then tying it in together to help build them something that gives them protection.
Yeah, and you also worked at the GSI group. Tell me a little bit about what they do.
GSI is a grain storage, and really they manufacture different storage handling grain bins and material handling for every farmer worldwide. They're a global facility, a pretty amazing company to work for. They've got their hands in a lot of pies, and they do a good work, not only in this community, but just worldwide. They're pretty awesome.
Sounds like you made a lot of or established a lot of relationships with farmers in the area too.
I did. It gave me an opportunity to meet a lot of different guys in the area, work with a lot of different people. And again, our area being a farming community, it's good to have those ties, and it's good to just be able to help those people and work with those people.
You're also, for 2 years, manager at Pepsi Mid-America. A little bit of a pivot towards that aspect of it, would you say?
The working with Pepsi helped me get into a role of working with a lot of different people, and you meet and greet a lot of customers, so you're dealing with a lot of different people that way. That really tied into insurance for me, in the sense that part of what I do is going out and selling and talking to people. So you're meeting and greeting people all the time from every aspect and walk of life. So it really gives you an open opportunity to just be a part of people's lives and help them, again, through different situations. So you got to be able to talk. You got to be able to kind of adapt your conversations and work with people on what they're dealing with or what they need.
So tell me about the time or the moment, if you can have one in mind, where you decided, you know what, insurance is where I want to work. Can you tell me about that time?
Yeah. So COVID hit and knocked us all for a loop, and I was kind of looking for something new to get into. I loved project management. I loved working in management, but years and years and years ago, back when about 20 years ago, I had owned several retail cell phone stores in the northern Illinois area, and I really loved being a business owner, and I loved working with people. So I was kind of looking along those lines, and an opportunity opened up, and a friend reached out to me and said, "You really would be great at sales. You would be great at working with people in this industry. I think this would be a good fit for you." I talked to my district sales leader, who I currently work for now, through Shelter, and he and I kind of hit it off. And I got the opportunity to step into this role here in Taylorville. And I loved the opportunity because, again, this town is growing so much. There's a lot of industry here already, there's a lot more coming. There's a lot of economy in this town, and it's just a growing, booming town.
Yeah, I'd say that's a pretty good attraction to it as well. You've been in Christian County for how many years now?
I moved here in 2004, so
Wow.
about 18 years.
Yeah, 18 years.
I live in Pana, and I'll tell you, it was a bit of a culture shock, shifting gears. I mean, I came from a farm town in Sandwich, Illinois, but we were close enough to the city that it really feels more like a suburb of
Right.
Chicago than it did a small country town. And it was a bit of a shock when I first moved here. I was like, holy cow, you have to drive everywhere to do anything. So that was a bit unique. But I acclimated fairly quickly, and I really love it. It's been awesome.
Yeah. And how has that I mean, 18 years, that's quite a long time. How has that helped you into just a few months ago establishing a new insurance branch here in Taylorville?
Well, I think part of that is getting to know the people in the community. I've made it a point. I'm not a very quiet person, so I've made it a point to really try to get out and meet and greet as many people as possible. Visibility is critical in what I do in this industry, and I've made it a point. Even in Pana, I coach baseball. I help with soccer. I like to be active in the community, and that's something I'm going to be doing here in Taylorville as well. I'm looking at joining Kiwanis here soon. I want to get my company in with the chamber, and I really want to establish that Shelter is here, but Shelter is a part of this community as well. That's something that I want to put our best foot forward as I move forward in this community, to let people know, like, hey, we're here and we're here to stay.
What do you coach?
I coach 10U baseball right now, and I help with a 10U soccer team as well, or a 12U soccer team as well. I've been a baseball coach for 12 years,
Okay.
10 or 12 years. So
different age groups all throughout the time.
Started with my oldest son, who is 16. I started with him from T-ball all the way up to 14U. And I've got a 10-year-old and 11-year-old, and I'm coaching a 10U team now, and I'm assistant coaching an 11U team, and then soccer as well. So my nights are pretty much full.
Yeah, no kidding. I know how that is with a lot of baseball in the area.
Oh yeah.
Now, I mean, I want to go back a little bit to that moment where a friend came to you and said, you would be great in insurance. Were you like, I don't know, what was your attitude towards that? Was it more, okay, sure, I'll look into it? Or was it, yeah, absolutely, I'm going to go into insurance right then and there?
Honestly, at first I was a little trepidatious, because while I like talking to people, I don't like the attitude of salesmen where you have to force something or you feel pushy. And that's not really who I am. I want to educate people on what they need and then let them make an informed decision. So for me, at first, I was a little hesitant, but the more I looked into the company, the more I liked what I saw. One of the aspects of that was when, just as a point of reference, when the tornado came through a few years back here, Shelter was the first insurance group that was on site the next day. They had adjusters here at 6 a.m. They had investigators here to look at people's houses that were from their place, to take care of them as quickly as possible. They set up in the Walmart parking lot and had sandwiches and water and all these different things that were for the community, just to give some relief. And they did what they could to help out in the community as quickly as possible. And that kind of struck a chord with me, because I want to work for a company who cares about people because I care about people. So when I saw that, it made the decision to continue that conversation really easy. And the longer I've worked with them, the more I see like, hey, this is a really good company to work for. They have the same mindset that I do, that, people matter. And that going forward, that's something that I'm really pushing with my facility.
Sounds like at the time you didn't know it, but when that opportunity came around, that ended up being kind of
Oh yeah, that was really a selling point.
yeah.
And they made it easy because, again, they're very personable. They're very much the type of organization that I look for an insurance agency to be. They, you know, they of course you're selling a product, so you want people's business, but at the end of the day, it's about the people. It's not simply about, oh, you have 46 different things, we're insuring all of that. It's like, no, I want to make sure you're getting the best deal possible. And if that's with me, great. And if it's not, that's okay too. I care about what you're getting, and if my company can help you, great, because I want to be that guy that is their shelter and their protection.
Let me reintroduce you here. Got to take a quick break and then we'll
Sure.
continue talking about shelter insurance. That is agency owner Harold Phillips here on the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. People's Bank and Trust proud to bring you this stream on TaylorvilleDailyNews.com's Facebook and WTIM TV YouTube. People's Bank and Trust puts people first, along with Landmark of Taylorville. You always do better with Landmark. Welcome back to the WTIM Morning Show. I'm Avery Cooper. People's Bank and Trust proud to bring you this stream on the TaylorvilleDailyNews.com Facebook, as well as WTIM TV YouTube. People's Bank and Trust puts people first. Along with Landmark of Taylorville, you always do better with Landmark. I'm here in studio with Shelter Insurance Agency owner Harold Phillips. He is a little bit new into the insurance game here in Taylorville. He's been a resident of Christian County for 18 years or so. So not that he's new to the area, but new in insurance. Harold, I want to ask you, I own a car. I have to get car insurance. So there's that. I have to talk to you or somebody else for car insurance. But I mean, outside of the minimum of what I need for insurance, it's not just the key word there is need, right?
Yeah.
Legally, I need car insurance, but
Absolutely.
that doesn't mean I don't need other insurance. And that's
Sure.
kind of where you step in as well.
Right. Well, even in car insurance, right? A lot of times, if you go with particular companies, and again, I won't get too into the weeds with it, but if you go with particular companies, a lot of times, if you ask for the lowest price, you get the lowest price, but you also don't get the benefits of, like, say, roadside assistance. You may not get that. You may not have that agent tell you that, hey, it would be smart to get loss of use insurance on your auto insurance, or get rental car reimbursement. Little things that you don't think about, but when you're in an accident and you suddenly have to put your car in the shop for a week or two because somebody T-boned you, suddenly these things play out, and it's good to be educated on insurance. And that's really what I look at myself as. Yes, I sell insurance, but at the end of the day, I educate people so that they understand exactly what they need. And that goes across all aspects, from home and auto to even life insurance. And a lot of people, that's one of the biggest things. People don't want to talk about life insurance because there seems like there's a finality with it. But the reality is that it adds value to your family. If you put something like that in place, you can set your family legacy. You can change the dynamic of where your family's going, maybe a generation or two down the road, that we don't think about now, but it has a long-lasting effect. And kind of a case in point on that. So when I was 20, my father died of a brain tumor, which is a horrible situation. We found out 1 week that he had a brain tumor, and the next week he was gone. And he had surgery, and all these different things happened. A horrible thing, right? What my mother didn't know at the time was that my dad had taken out a life insurance policy through his work. He didn't get it through an insurance agency, but he had gotten a decent life insurance policy through his work. It paid off the house, it paid off both vehicles, and left her a lump sum. It took care of the financial burden that came along with a hardship. And a lot of people don't think about that whenever they're thinking about investing or looking into different things. We always are looking to save money. This is a cost benefit to your family, that the return on investment is so big. And again, all it is a conversation about, hey, how can I best serve my family all the way through? Because if you're not thinking like that, you can cause a detriment to your family that has a long lasting effect as well, because we all have to be buried, right? And it's not anymore, especially in the current market with inflation. Things are expensive. It's not cheap at all. So I like to educate people on, okay, what is the best value you can get out of these different things, even with home insurance or anything else. Find what works for you and find the best value, but be educated. Understand what you have, because a lot of people don't even know what they're looking at when they pick up their sheets from their insurance agent. We file them away, we keep them, but a lot of people don't take the time to really look and verify, hey, I need this, or what do I have? What coverage do I have? It's kind of good to know.
Yeah. Man, I wish we could talk a lot more about, especially the life insurance part of it. That just seems very important, but we're running out of time. So I want to give you a chance to let people know how they can reach you and where you're located.
Sure. I am at 124 South Main on the square. I'm on the east block of the square. My phone number at our facility is 217-824-2322. You can also reach me at hphillips@shelterinsurance.com. And again, my phone number, you can call or text that number. I have it set up to where I can get texts on that line too. And again, I'm here for the community. I want to help out people more than anything else. We're all in it to make a sale, but at the end of the day, I want to make sure that you're taken care of properly. And if that's with me, great. And if that's not, that's okay too.
That's Shelter Insurance Agency owner Harold Phillips. Thank you so much, Harold.
Thank you very much, Avery.